Hi everyone, it's Bobbie. I wanted to remind you about the Corner Garden stamp set that's retiring. If you don't already have this one, it is a beautiful stamp. It makes the prettiest cards. Let me show you a couple that I've made. This is one that I've colored with Copics, and I just got the happy birthday sentiment from Party Pants. Just says happy birthday to you. And what I did was score on the diagonal, and then I turned it the opposite direction, so you've got kind of a quilted pattern in the background. And I colored it with Copics, and then just added it to Whisper white cardstock. So, and I fussy cut around the edges and put a little piece of glimmer tape along the edge. So I really thought that was a pretty card. And then I did a couple in watercolor. This one is on Marina Mist with a little Whisper white behind it, and I've used some sequins to add a little pop of color and some sparkle to it. Now this is on a watercolor background, and then I've just dropped in color on the flowers. I did a video a while back on how I do the backgrounds, and I'd be glad to show you again if anybody needs to know if you missed that video. And then here's another one I did. This one is with the new colors. This is the Sweet Sugarplum, the Flirty Flamingo, and this is one of the older colors, Marina Mist, and then some old olive, and it's also on watercolor paper. This has got a little bit of a texture to it, you can see, and I've put it on Whisper white and then mint Macaron. So the one I'm going to do today, I'm going to put on Flirty Flamingo, and my watercolor paper kind of curled on me a little bit when I was doing it earlier, so I put it on a piece of fun foam, and that helps straighten it out a lot, and then when I get it glued to the card it'll be fine. But this has Flirty Flamingo, that's in the middle. This at the bottom is the Sweet Sugarplum. This is Marina Mist and Old Olive, and I've just washed them on with water and let them dry, and then used VersaMard and white embossing powder. So we'll get started here and color this in real quick. It doesn't take very long at all. So let me lay this aside, the card base. I'm going to put it on a Flirty Flamingo base. Let me make sure I'm in screen here. Yeah, I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to use Marina Mist for some of these smaller flowers. Let me grab a paper towel real quick. And you definitely don't have to be an artist to do this, because I am not, but I do enjoy the coloring and the filling in. Kind of reminds me when I was a young girl and we used to color. That's probably why I like the fussy cutting. It reminds me of when I was a kid and used to cut out paper dolls. If anybody else is old enough to remember that. I don't know if they even make paper doll books anymore. Okay, I think I'm going to make the large flower, the blue one. Let me get some more water. I should have wet this first. I didn't. Let me just go in and get this nice and wet. I normally wet them first. I like to lay down a water wash first before I start coloring them. It just helps the color spread around more evenly, and then you can go back and add some darker places where you want there to be some shadows. So it's just basically putting in a color wash to start with. And the embossing will resist your color. So you can take a little piece of your paper towel where you see it gets on the embossing and just dab it off. And it's like it never was there. Just don't put anything wet on it to pull the color up. Because it is water based. So now we can go back in and add some darker color for shadows. Let's feather this out a little bit. It's pretty quick to do this, and there's nothing hard about it. Rinse this out. Kind of float this color out a little bit. I don't like to have real harsh lines in there. Just keep adding some color till we get some depth. And then you can go back with the wet brush and kind of smooth them out a little bit. And just take away these lines where there's a definite change in color. Okay, and I need a little bit more in the middle here. Okay. Oh, forgot one spot right here. Just kind of jumped out. Okay. Now, let's make one of the little colors blue, little flowers up here blue. I know it's hard for you to see what I'm doing till they start filling in because you can't see the embossing, but sometimes unless I get it right in the light, it's kind of hard for me to see myself. Water on my brush there. Let this one be a little bit lighter. Just put a little deeper color around the center. Okay, that ought to be good for the blue. And just wipe that off. Is Flirty Flamingo. Make sure we got the blue out of there. Okay, let's do this one here. Boy, that's a lot of water. Let me sop some of that up. I can see a big puddle right there. And we'll do this one. This one. We'll get 3 in there. One big globs of color. Of water. Okay. Okay, there's our Flirty Flamingo. Make sure we don't have too much water again. Okay. So we're going to drop in the color around the center. Let it lighten up as we go towards the outside. Just kind of move it around there. Okay. go to the next one we said. Let's see a big blob of water there. Okay. So we'll start at the inside again. And this one's kind of tucked under two others, so I'm going to go with the darker color right next to the blue. And where it's tucked up under this daisy type of thing. Whatever it is. I'm not good at the name of flowers. It kind of looks like a daisy to me, though. Okay, I'm just going to let this color bleed out till it's to the edges and lighter. And when we put in shadows later, you'll be able to see more of that. Okay, and then we were going to do this one up here. You can already see there's a big blob of water right there. There. Don't want too much water in one spot that would just go everywhere. And I don't want the whole flower to be dark. I'm just going to go around. Just move this color around a little bit. And we can always come back and add more if we feel like we need a bigger punch of color. This is underneath it. Okay. Okay, let's go to our sweet Sugarplum. Okay, we've got one part of a flower up here. And one here. One right here. And then we got this daisy kind of thing. And we're going to do the Sugarplum first. I'm carried away with my water today. I think I just had too much on the brush. But it can always be fixed. Kind of a little bud that is. Don't have a clue. Okay, this one here. It was up underneath a bunch of leaves, that's why I started up there. Just spreading the color out towards the end of the petals. Okay. Now there's a little bitty one up here, kind of a part of one where it kind of went off the edge of the card. Oh, that's a little bud. That's all that is. Okay. Alright, so that's all for that one. Actually, needed a little deeper color and put at the base of this. I can do that with these as well. Give it a little bit more definition here. But you can see how quick it builds up. It doesn't take long at all. It's it for Sweet Sugarplum. Now we can work on our, we've got the little daisy. And it should be a fairly light color. And when I did it with the Copics, I did it in kind of a creamy color, almost kind of a yellowish. But I have no yellows at all in this, and I hate to do yellow. So I'm gonna go with a lighter pink. This is Blushing Bride, and we'll see what we get from there. Oops, still got some Sugarplum in there. Might just add color to it, who knows. Okay, let's do our Blushing Bride. Be sure I don't have a loaded brush there. That may not be pink enough. Let me go straight to the... It's not doing me any good either. I don't know if I can get enough off the stamp pad. To spread it out a little bit here. I don't think it's going to work though. You didn't want to get too much color in it, or the wrong color, and distract from what I was doing. I may need a stronger pink. Once I put the shadows in the background though, I think it'll take care of that. Okay, we can go to our Old Olive now. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush because these leaves are little. They're so little I don't think I can even wet them down to start with. Just make sure I don't have a loaded brush. Okay. So we're just gonna skim over the embossed part. Just kind of add a little color in there. Okay, there's a leaf right there. Water. There's a leaf right here. Looks like a hair's coming out of there. Just about to get this one knocked out. bit more to go. And we can put this together. Some stems up here. This little curly cute thing here. Another one. This little cheap brush is giving me a fit here. Okay. And then we got this stem here. And that should be it. And we can put our shadows in and you'll see what a huge difference that makes. It just kind of sets it away from the background. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate for that. Make sure I got all my color out of there. That water's getting dirty. I'll switch to my other little cup. Okay. I just want to dampen around where I'm going to put the shadows. And we'll start adding them in. My hand in the way and then you can't see anything. I'm just going to feather this out. I don't like to leave harsh lines. Go around here. Keep wanting to go back to the stamp pad because I do that a lot. Kind of tones down the background a little bit. Get rid of these lines here. There we go. Here. This kind of makes the flowers stand out from the background. More to go, and we're just about done. Now this is what I think is going to make this little pale pink one stand out. where we started. Fill in some of this background a little bit. Kind of mute down that pink background so it doesn't take away from the floral image. There we go. I think I do want just a little bit more around the top of this lightest flower. Okay. Sometimes you feel like you could just keep going and going and going. It's hard to know when to stop. Okay. Let's get this mess out of here. Get my wet messy paper out of there. Let me get a clean piece of paper to lay down so I don't get it soiled. Okay, now here's my base card. This is Flirty Flamingo. I had to stop and think of the name of the new color. And then I cut out a piece of Very Vanilla, like a file folder, and I just stamped Oh Hello on it, and that came out of the which one did it come out of? Came out of the Honeycomb Happiness that was in the Occasions catalog this year. So I'm going to put that down on the cardstock. Yeah, like that. And then we'll do the tombow to get the foam to set down good. Sometimes you just have to use the foam to straighten these out once they get wet. And you dry them, they start warping. But once you glue it down and set something with some weight to it, like one of our punches or something, and let it sit for 30 minutes or so, and it'll be as flat as it can be. So I'm not worried about it at all. It'll work out. They always do. It just takes a while till the moisture's out of it. Okay. Now just left a very small margin around this. Okay. And there's the card. Isn't that pretty? And it doesn't take really any time at all. And I don't have a sentiment picked out for this one yet, and I didn't have one on this one either yet. You can see how differently they look. And then the blue one, and then this one is colored with Copics. So a lot of times I make them ahead like this and just lay them aside and save them, because you never know when an occasion comes up. You already have some cards ready, and you can just add a sentiment and stick it in an envelope, and you're ready to go. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this today. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You can reach me through BloominHearts at StampinUp.net or BloominHearts on Facebook.com. I thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.